Himmel and Heiter are perhaps the closest member of the party that defeated the Demon King. They even grew up in the same orphanage together. Yet, Heiter didn't always carry absolute belief in Himmel or himself. After all, Himmel wasn't always known as the legendary hero who beat the Demon King, and his sword was only a replica of the actual hero sword. In a side story not drawn by Tsukasa Abe, but still greenlit by the creators of Frieren, we get to see the early stages of their friendship during their childhood days. One night, when Frieren was still a young child, living with Heiter, she had asked Heiter what type of person Himmel was. Heiter called him a frivolous narcissist, but Himmel was still a true hero to him. Heiter then went on to explain a bit of their story. It begins with the peddler, who had been saved from a giant eagle-like monster, which normally required at least 5 adults to beat. Instead, it was taken down by a young Himmel, who only had a single knife on him. Before the peddler goes on his way, he gives Himmel the hero sword in return, stating that the sword will be the perfect gift for the future hero. Meanwhile, Heiter is healing a kid in the woods, while another boy comes in screaming that Himmel defeated a monster. The other boys are impressed and want to go see, but Heiter declines, saying he has business to do, although it seems like he always shifts his behavior when it comes to Himmel, according to the others, and we see him just walk away on his own. Later on, we see Himmel admiring the hero sword, before Heiter comes over and asks what he's holding. Himmel proudly says it's the hero sword, making him the hero Himmel. However, Heiter just says that's a fake, as he heard the real one actually exists at the Village of Swords. Himmel is alright with the fake though, and just decides to act like the sword is real, plus he looks cool with it. Heiter doesn't seem to like it though, as he states that someone who only possesses a fake sword can only become a fake hero. They both gaze at each other for a moment, before Himmel states that he will become a hero. If Himmel is a great hero, then Heiter gives him a request to deal with the monsters in a forest nearby that are preying on the villagers. Himmel says to leave it to him, but they have to go to the prayer first. Once it's over, some of the kids complain that their legs are numb and hate prayer time because of it. However, Himmel notices that Heiter is still praying and smiles. Then, when Himmel goes to the forest with his sword, he sees Heiter going there too, and follows him to find Heiter doing something with the boulder. With the target being the X, it seems Heiter had been doing some training of his own for a while now. Later that night, Himmel still hasn't returned for dinner, and Heiter realizes he must have actually gone to clear out the monsters in the forest. Heiter decides to go try to find Himmel, but instead runs into a giant eagle monster. Meanwhile, Himmel had been searching for a monster the whole time, and couldn't find any. As he heads back, he wonders if the forest was always so quiet at night, before hearing something move behind him. Once he gets into a clearing, he finds a fatigued Heiter resting on a defeated monster, and assumes Heiter defeated it. However, Heiter tells Himmel he's wrong, before an even larger monster appears from behind Himmel. It was this monster that slayed the other, and it shoots a blast at Himmel. Himmel was able to dodge, and uses his sword to actually smash the monster into the ground. Even as a child, Himmel is clearly incredibly strong, yet that one attack still drained all his strength. Even worse, the attack seemed to have no effect on the monster. Heiter then tells Himmel to run, warn the villagers, and leave him behind. Himmel is hesitant, causing Heiter to let his feelings out. But he had told Himmel that noon was a lie, and he actually hated Himmel so much because even though Himmel is a frivolous narcissist, he is liked by those around him. Heiter feels Himmel has no reason to save him, but Himmel knows those words are lies, and that nobody has become a victim yet. Himmel gets into a stance, proclaiming that he will save Heiter. His friend is in trouble, and that's all the reason he needs to help. Himmel and the monster then charge at each other. He goes for a talon, but is grabbed and thrown back. Bro is actually smiling too, but then the monster prepares to fire a tailed beast bomb like an attack, before being stopped by Heiter. Although Heiter explains that the monster is way out of Himmel's league, Himmel states that running would just make him a fake hero. Hearing that, Heiter states that he's only fighting for himself, as he stands beside Himmel, who believes they will definitely win. Himmel then uses his blades sharpening magic to strike the monster's Rinnegan, but he finds that the monster is still pretty tough. Heiter then decides they should retreat for a moment, before they begin running for their lives. Since Himmel said he's a hero, Heiter hopes he can figure something out. Yet, Himmel reveals that he knows Heiter can use the goddess's spells. Heiter questions how Himmel knows, but the boy just smiles. The problem is, Heiter doesn't believe he can handle them properly yet, and they use a ton of mana. Yet, Himmel still believes in Heiter. He knows Heiter believes in the goddess more than anyone else, and has seen the effort Heiter puts in. Himmel then states that if Heiter can't believe in himself, then Heiter should believe in him, cause Himmel believes in Heiter from the depths of his heart. Then Himmel suddenly dashes towards the monster without any hesitation. Heiter knows he's not like Himmel and truly cannot stand him. It's because Heiter has only looked at Himmel in admiration. Even though Heiter may not believe in himself, it's okay, since Himmel believes in him in spite of that. With renewed motivation, Heiter used 3 spears of the goddess, which sends 3 magical arrows at the monster. They seem to miss at first, but then one of them strikes the monster from above, giving Himmel the perfect opening. Heiter mentally praises Himmel's confidence and facing foes stronger than him, and his readiness to trust others. Himmel then cuts the monster into pieces, as Heiter wonders if a person like Himmel could be a true hero. By that point, Frieren is too tired to hear the rest of the story, but we do see that after the monster is defeated, Himmel tells Heiter that he will defeat the Demon King. Funny enough, Heiter states that won't happen if he's struggling with monsters like the one they just fought. However, Heiter finally tells Himmel that he will believe in him. I really like how the expression drawn in Himmel's face shows how much that meant to him, and it's also there where Himmel tells Heiter they should go adventuring together. Overall, I really like how their backstory felt like the beginning of our hero's journey. Himmel could have really been the main character of his own story. It also gave us a new perspective on the dynamic between Heiter and Himmel too, showing us the significance of their bond. Plus, we get some subtle references to this backstory in chapter 115, when Himmel and Heiter are hiding in a building that reminds them of the orphanage they grew up in. When Himmel got the fake sword, Heiter was indeed the first one who heard Himmel's goal to be a hero. Heiter also apologizes here for saying Himmel could never become a hero, and that he'd always be a fake. His only regret was not having more faith in Himmel back then. After all, Himmel was Heiter's best friend. Of course, Himmel always has the perfect response, and he tells Heiter that he actually made it this far because Heiter didn't believe in him. Himmel really hates losing, so Heiter not believing Himmel pushed him more in a way. And now, Heiter completely believes in Himmel. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about Himmel and Heiter's connection in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching. If y'all enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe. I got some more Frieren content here too that you can check out. Peace.